How's it going, everybody? I am Money here, and today I decided I'd tell you guys a little story from my past about one of my ex-girlfriends. Maybe to you guys it'll be kind of funny. To me, I don't know, it actually is kind of funny. At the time, it wasn't very funny, but looking back, it actually is kind of funny. So we're going to go all the way back to I'm about 23 years old, and we're going to say her name is Tiffany. Now, me and Tiffany lived together, and she was a crazy bitch. And I know you're probably saying it's really disrespectful to call someone a crazy bitch, but after I tell you the story, you can determine if the term crazy bitch fits her or not. You know, it's up to you guys. You're the audience. So I'd gotten off work. I'm at home. Like I said, we lived together, and I hadn't seen her the entire time I'd been off work. I decided to give her a call, and it's about 11 o'clock going on midnight. And keep in mind, I have never been the jealous type. I've never been a defensive kind of type of guy. If my girl's gone or she's out doing something, she's just out doing something. I've never been that kind of guy to blow up or be possessive over a girl. So I give her a call. As soon as she answers, I hear some guys in the background. I say, what are you doing? And instead of answering the question, she goes right to, we're not doing anything. I'm just hanging out with these guys. Like, we're not doing anything. They're like, I promise we're not doing anything. And I'm like, okay, yeah, when are you coming home? Like, I haven't seen you all day. And she's like, oh, I'll be home in a little bit. I'm just hanging out with some guy friends, getting a few drinks and whatever. So she tells me she's at a guy's house, and her guy friends are his guy friends over there, and they're all just kind of hanging out. So she's kind of like the only girl around like 4 or 5 dudes. So somehow, some way, the phone ends up in one of the dudes' hands. And he's like, yeah, man, you're Tiffany's boyfriend. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, she's not doing anything bad. We're just here drinking and having fun. She's a really cool girl. You're a really lucky guy. And I'm like, motherfucker, you don't know this bitch. This bitch is nuts. But he's telling me like all this stuff like, hey, don't be mad. And I'm like, I'm not mad. I just want to know where the fuck she is. I want her to come home. I'm horny. And that's what people in relationships do. They have sex, and I want her to come home so I can have the vagina that I'm entitled to. So eventually the phone gets back to her, and she's like, hey, I'll be home in 30-40 minutes. It's just a little bit of a drive. We're just gonna hang out a little bit more, and then I'll be on my way home. So after about an hour and a half, she finally walks in the door. I'm kind of like, where the fuck have you been the whole time? And she's just like, I was out with my friends, and we're just over there chilling, like, stop tripping. And I'm like, I'm not tripping, just you have the vagina that I desperately want right now, and I can't have that without your presence. So she's drunk as shit, and I don't know how the fuck she made it home, but she's drunk as fuck. So we start doing what grown folks do, and after we're done, she starts rustling through the covers. Now she's rustling through the blankets, she's rustling through the covers, and she's just making a commotion. And I'm just kind of sitting there because I'm not drunk, so I just want to know what the fuck she's doing. Maybe this is going to be, a Kodak moment. I'm just sitting there for about 2 minutes until like she just keeps going, and she's just flipping the covers, flipping the damn sheets, making a mess. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm looking for the condom. Now, she doesn't understand what the fuck she just said to me, or at least she couldn't comprehend what she just said to me. I'm looking at her, and I'm like, what did you say? She's like, I'm looking for the condom. So again, I'm kind of staring at her, rolling my eyes, just kind of like rubbing my chin, and I'm like, did this bitch really just say what I thought she said? And I'm like, we don't use condoms. You're on the pill. And she kind of stops, freezes for a second, but she doesn't look surprised. She just kind of stops looking for the condom that is supposedly in these blankets that doesn't exist. And then she's like, fuck, there has to be a condom, Jeff. If my boyfriend finds out we're fucking without a condom, he's going to be pissed. I just kind of sit there. I'm like, what? Like, out of everything that just occurred, that's what I'm mad about? The fact that you're not using protection, not the fact that you're gone for like hours at end, not the fact that you are fucking someone else, but the fact that I found out you didn't use a condom, which I would have never known unless you were rustling through the blankets looking for a condom. So eventually it hits her what she said. And I've never been an angry person. Like, I'm not naturally, I'm just not an angry person. So I kind of stared at her for a second, and I'm like, bitch, are you for real? And she's like, oh, my bad. And just lays down and goes to fucking bed. Like, I was like, what? I was like, you know what? I'm not dealing with you. I'm going to sleep on the couch. Now, I'm going to sleep this off, and we're going to talk about it in the morning. Wrong. I get up in the morning. This crazy bitch then took all her shit, the makeup bag, some clothes out of the closet, a few pairs of shoes, and snuck out the house like a fucking stealthy ninja. Like, I didn't hear the door open. I didn't hear no commotion in the bedroom. I heard nothing. All I know is I wake up in the morning, like, hey, Tiffany, we need to... Where the fuck is Tiffany? Like, the bed's made, everything's gone. I call her phone, no answer. Long story short, this bitch disappears for like a week. She's just off the face of the earth. I called one of her friends that I'm mutual friends with, and she didn't even say like, hey, she doesn't want to talk to you. She's out doing her own thing. She's just like, I haven't heard from her. And she didn't contact her, knowing she would have told me that she's alive doing some crazy shit. But after a week, I ended up finding her, and she was messing around with the dude that she was supposed to be using a condom with, and we ended up back together. I was 23. Fuck it. You live and you learn. I learned a few times. Not that she's the complete bad guy. I cheated on her quite a few times. But that is one of my stories with my crazy bitch ex-girlfriend. I have plenty of stories with her. She was an awesome chapter in my life. So I hope you guys enjoyed. It was rather short. In terms of the gameplay, I don't know what the fuck it is, honestly. It's just some Titanfall that I had on my capture card. Hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you guys next time. I am Money out.